right. Should be live. Welcome back. Last week in the Legacy of Mythal campaign, the heroes got set up with rooms at the Elfsong Tavern and made contact with Garina Allendale, a local member of the Order of the Gauntlet. He agreed to help Alamir travel to Candlekeep to conduct some research and offered resources to help Smock with Huff's training. While there, they overheard locals talking about some trouble at the Temple of the Suffering, and Jarina confirmed that Brother Hodges had been asking for help with creatures in the shrine's crypts. So the next morning, as Alamir left for Candlekeep, the rest of the group met with the priest of Illmatter and descended down into the crypts. There they encountered 6 carrion crawlers who had been feasting on the bones of the dead, and after an intense battle, killed 5 of them and drove the 6th one off. They sealed the hole where the creatures had entered and returned the shrine to its ability to provide interment services for the poor families of the city. Then they focused on various personal endeavors over the 10-day that it would take for the cult caravan to arrive. And that's where we pick up the story. So let's begin by going over and resolving what was accomplished over the past 10 days. Smock, that's probably easiest with you since you were focused on training Hef.
Yep.
As part of that training, so I know Spot was helping you with that in his spare time, and of course Garina had several people, resources, some battle-hardened fighters of various types. And one of the first things that you noticed, because I assume that you and Hef would continue to share quarters or at least stay close while you're continuing to train and mentor him.
Yes, for sure. He's under my wing, therefore under my protection, which means yes, of course, I would keep him close.
Excellent. So one of the things that you notice immediately, beginning that very first night at the, really the second night at the tavern, your second evening there, the first night after the battle with the carrion crawlers, Hef wakes up in the middle of a intense nightmare. Wakes up drenched in sweat, yelling out, "They're behind us!" And then he wakes up with a wild look of fear in his eyes, and then calms down. And that happens to some extent for several, easily 4 or 5 nights in a row. Anything special that you do to respond to that, or just watch?
Yeah, I would. I would actually talk to Alamir and pretty much say, "Hey, this is what's happening with regards to Hef, and does he have any knowledge of what this might be?"
Well, Alamir, remember, left for Candlekeep.
Well, then I wouldn't talk to Alamir.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yeah. You're welcome. Actually, I would consider talking to Brother.
But Alamir would talk to Hef, definitely.
Good. Brother Hodges.
Okay.
I just mentioned that, hey, he's waking up in the middle of the night, sweats, it seems to be consistent, and he is struggling, seemingly having a peaceful night's sleep, wondering if there's any blessings he may be able to help, wondering if there was something with regards to the carrion crawlers that left a bad impression.
So Brother Hodges says, and gets the details from you, as time frame and such, and he goes, sounds as if that happened immediately after you all went down into the catacombs. Is there a chance that he could be reliving that experience, and was it of particularly traumatic for him?
I'm not sure. I will go ask. If I need some assistance, are you or somebody you know able to help?
I would be happy to talk to him, but perhaps just having the conversation and letting him just kind of talk about it during the daytime may help. And the mind and the spirit are resilient, and he seems like a strong young man, and has a lot of support in you and the other friends around him. Perhaps he just needs to know that he is safe.
Very good. Thank you, Brother Hodges.
Anytime. Thanks again for the great help that you gave.
So I will then wait until it's lunchtime or supper time on one of the days of training, and I will broach the topic of a good night's sleep is important for training. We need to make sure you stay strong and healthy, and you need a full night's sleep. There seems to be some difficulties in your sleep.
And the one other thing, so I assume this was not you're not approaching him the very next day like you would have waited a couple of days.
Appropriate a day or two, yeah. We're basically looking for the right time when he's in the right mood and he's contemplative for, hey, let's chat.
So the other thing that you've noticed is that while Hef has always been diligent and done whatever he is told in his training, he always had this kind of cavalier approach to the training, very something that you were familiar with and had seen many times, and that you probably experienced yourself when you were his age. Just that young person's belief in their, in their vitality and immortality, and laugh in the face of death, and their ability, that kind of confidence of youth. And and he was always willing to take risks in his own way, and has obviously helped during battles. But that very first day of serious training, after that first night and the nightmare, he is extremely serious and looking to learn new things in a way he never was before. It's not just, let me practice what I'm good at and the things I'm interested in. He's looking for something more, and he's willing to try new things and dedicate himself outside of his comfort zone, which is a good positive, something that is the new focus that he has, that helps him make huge strides over the 2 weeks and growth in terms of his abilities. So when you ask him, bring this up and ask him, he goes, yeah, I know, that was a very scary situation.
Indeed it was.
We've been fighting humanoids, occultists, even when we were attacked by the the two attacks by the dragon spawn creatures, they were dangerous. They could have rended me to pieces, but they never got close, and I was able to help and never felt truly threatened. But when we were in that crypt and I turned around and I saw the two carrion beasts and those tentacles reaching out for me, the one like was within a moment, seconds, just a couple of scrambling steps from grabbing me, and only you stepping in front of it saved me from that fate. I still see that every night when I go to sleep. And I also see, not only do I need to become better, a better fighter, but I want to learn better ways to assist all of you and make us as a group more effective, so I can help in more ways.
That is, thank you for telling it like it feels for you. What I can tell you is back in my youth, I had a situation and I was unable to help. I was paralyzed to help. And I know the feeling, because all I could do was put a puddle on the ground, and after he was taken away, I cried for days. And it drove me to be what I am today. And I'd love to help you if you have interest in that. But if you don't, if you can't do that, it's totally understandable. There's nothing wrong if you wish to go back to more comfortable ways, because this group and the things we're trying to do, there's nothing comfortable about it. It can be a lot of fun, but death is a possibility.
I do understand that, and the seriousness of what you are doing. I feel like I need to be a part of it, not just for my father, but for the continued safety of my mother and my sister and my friends and those people I know back in Greenest, and for those who we may help as we travel wherever our travels take us. I feel like I need to do that.
Excellent.
And I'm very grateful for your continued support and willingness to take me along and have me be a part and to train me and help me.
Well, if you have any misgivings, I think we can go ahead and talk to the group. And I think everybody's committed to helping you progress. And if you want to be a part of it, I would suspect everybody would help. If you want, we can bring this up to the whole group, or we can just keep it up between us. Keep it between us if you wish, whatever you're more comfortable with.
I would be comfortable with any conversation you felt was important to have, but perhaps I should learn more first, so that we know in what ways, beyond just shooting arrows, I might be able to help.
Very good. And to that end, whenever we're assembled as a full team, stand around Alamir, because he knows how to hide.
Of course, I have a much greater appreciation for the position, for such positioning within the battles.
Yes, and watch out for Jinx, because he likes to do strange things, and I'm onto him, but I haven't caught him yet. So thank you.
And he chuckles. He still has nightmares, but not anywhere near as severe after that talk. And as the training progresses and he begins to learn and get more comfortable with his abilities and learn new things, that confidence helps him sleep better at night as well.
Awesome.
Very good. And just so you know, if you look at his character sheet, even though he is technically already like so he's not, like I said, he's not ever going to get the stats that everyone else has as a full player character, but he is only 15, and so he has his body is still developing along with his level of emotional and intellectual maturity. So he did gain both, I think, a point in wisdom as well as another point in dex from this training.
Fantastic. Excellent. Thank you.
All right. So let's see. I have a document here. So since he was also helping Spot, so in addition to helping training Hef, you had talked about potentially working. And you also, I think, were going about the city looking for resources. Spot?
I don't know about resources, but I was more looking to help or understand the abandoned children process in this city a little more, since that's where I came from. If there's anything I could do to assist them, help them out, put them on the right track in a way or whatever, that's what I would have been doing.
I'm sorry, and say that again. Assist in what?
Put them on the right track so that they don't become hooligans and stuff like that, more helpful for the city and not hindering.
Got it. So you're really, so you're going around really trying to play Big Brother, similar to the Big Brother guardsman that helped you when you were growing up.
Yeah, but I'm not gonna, knowing coming from that situation, I'm not gonna look for them. I'm gonna wait till a happenstance happens in front of me and work my way into their trust, whatever I can during this time.
Okay. First off, roll 2d10 for me.
Oh. Means I should probably start up the actual game so you can see the roll, huh? There we go.
Wow. Yeah, that's a very good luck roll. Then go ahead and roll me with advantage a streetwise check.
Oh, that 18 went to a 4, so it's only a 14.
Still not bad.
Yeah,
okay.
but it would have been a 24 otherwise.
Yeah, that would have been much better. So, so you, and probably appropriate, simply because this is a new city for you. There's a lot of similarities, things that you know, but this is definitely a very different setup in terms of the life people live and the relationships between the two types of city guards and the criminal element in the city, which is extremely powerful and like one large organization with lots of different arms to it, as opposed to the various criminal factions in Hill's Edge.
And I guess that's where I would that's why I wouldn't seek them out. So to get to know maybe one kid that tried to steal a pickpocket that I noticed in front of me or whatever, and just be like, hey dude, what are you doing? This isn't necessarily the right thing. Trying to get their story and understand where they're coming from.
Mm-hmm.
And if being somewhat bad is okay in this city because he's doing it for some bigger reason, but not necessarily just to be mean or whatever. I get that. So, just to try to understand that element and then work my way into it a little bit so that I know that I can be there as a voice of opinion and a voice of justice in a way, to be like, just don't push it too far. Use your head. Don't be stupid. That kind of thing.
Right. So, okay. You, then you end up encountering 4 situations that are just perfect, like teaching opportunities. Go ahead and, or actually, I will do it. I'm just going to do roll 44. That's a total of a potential of 11 youth that you can try to help. And one of the situations that had 3 youth, they weren't just trying to pickpocket. They were holding up some travelers new to the city. You find that Eastway, where you're staying at the Elf Song Tavern, is a perfect place to see a lot of this happen. There's a lot of the majority of crime on the street crime in the city happens in Eastway.
Okay.
So, and this one group is, you break in, interrupt their hold up, and they're just simply upset, and they don't want to listen to you at all, and you can't get through to them. But the other...
Can't win them all.
Nope. But the first 3 groups, a total of 8 youth, you are able, they sit there and they listen to you. And one of them, like the third group, a group of 4 young kids, remind you a lot of the 4 of you who grew up together and spent time together in Hill's Edge. Very disparate backgrounds. A couple of them probably living in the streets, but the other 2 having families of various types that they come from. And we're just kind of, out getting into trouble because they could, and, obviously trying to make ends meet, for the 2 that lived on the streets. But they really listened to you and took some of the ideas that you gave them, seemed to take them to heart, and were really thinking about ways that they may be able to look for different paths other than crime.
I would encourage them to, not do crime just for crime, but to, watch out for each other, take care of each other, do what you need to do to get by, but don't go out of your way to break the rules or break the laws, because it doesn't end up in good spots. And I would tell them stories of people that I knew in my past and everything else and all that stuff, and try to, get them to be a more cohesive group, and then tell them to start doing that with others. Watch out for them, help them, and sooner or later, hopefully, that will grow into something that is a useful thing in the city, that's not a hindrance to the city.
Excellent. What this also gives you is those 4 youth. You learn a good deal of details, information about them, and gives you equivalent to, at least within Eastway, 4 local informants that you could contacts that you can use. In addition,
Okay. Or watch outs if we need them. Or just you help me, and don't worry, I will pay you to help me. It's a good thing when you do good things for people. They should help you out too.
Absolutely.
So.
The other thing that you happen to find, actually, you know what? No, that I think that's good. We're gonna stop there. Fantastic. All right.
Works for me.
Then we go on next to. See, Spasmog. Luna, yours is very easy because you are focusing on herbalism.
Yes.
So you now
Can I
have.
touch on one more thing, Tom?
Oh yes, absolutely.
If any of the 4 kids wanted to help be trained while we were training Hef, just to learn some of the moves as I move, taught Hef and stuff, dodging and other things, that would be the last thing that I would invite them to if they came.
They absolutely 100%. They would all take you up on that.
Okay.
So then, yep. Okay. So Luna, you now have 2 full weeks of training in herbalism. Now, we're not going to worry about cost and stuff, especially. This is probably something else that Garena could help with in terms of letting you all have giving
I'd
you.
also found that kit in that shipwreck.
Yep,
where
you
we
already
killed
had
those
the
2.
kit, and that helps. And it was a really nice kit. I thought I had this. What page? Wasn't it like 150? I thought I had this brought up, but I guess I didn't. Page 125. So, okay, I'm going to need this in a sec. So, one of the things that so you have 2 full weeks of intense training. What's that's going to allow you to do? You have all the equipment, the initial training of how to do things, and now you can practice. Which means that I will allow you to do. Actually, let's do this. So herbalism probably should be based on wisdom, because it's related to survival and could also be intellect too. I'll let you do. I tell you what. Roll me both. Roll me both. Roll me a survival check. Let's just do a straight survival, because that's probably the knowledge you already have that would help you do that. Very good. So what that is going to do is going to get to my thing. So you will be able to now train an additional 5 weeks on your own before you need to find someone else to help you train the rest of the way, which be an additional 3 weeks at the end. Okay? Which is going to be, that 5 weeks is going to be probably, you'll be able to do a good amount of that if depending on what you guys do with this caravan ride, like take a caravan trip through Waterdeep up to where the cult caravans are going to in the Mirror of Dead Men. easily takes over a month. So during your travels, you'll be able to continue working on your herbalism to get you much closer to finishing the 10 weeks to finalize learning the new skill.
Okay, quick question. Like right now, is already starting a list for half of sleep aids and stuff.
I need to send you the materials that I have plus the system that Spot uses when he GMs, so that we can
Okay.
and you can look through some of that. So yeah, you can
Sounds
absolutely
good.
be working on that stuff, but until you are fully have the full training, I'm not going to allow you to. Right now, you are just practicing, learning the basics and how to do things. You're basically doing training level stuff that is not going to be able to
Affect people.
to create things. Maybe I might change my mind. Maybe after another 3 weeks of training, maybe you can start to have a chance to successfully create things. How's that sound?
Okay.
Okay.
The simple thing I was looking at is like there's certain roots and stuff that you can do essential oils from for sleep and stuff.
Uh-huh.
Actually using real world.
Yep.
That's what I was thinking.
Okay. Excellent.
So you want me to go ahead and complete that list for Hef, or just hold off on that?
No. You can do that. It's just you're not going to be able to make it for a while.
Yep. Okay, sounds good.
Excellent. All right. Jinx.
Yes, sir.
I know you were looking to explore some underworld activities, right?
Kind of. But I don't have the list in front of me anymore, but I want to use the world famous locksmith. And I was going to spend my time convincing them that I would be a good addition to their crew and basically learn how to pick the locks of the guy who makes the locks. And then while I'm there, I can see people coming in and out of the shops or whatever, and I can get an idea of who's buying what for whatever reason. And then I can maybe pass it off to Smock so he can go ahead and do his devious deeds.
Okay. So you're talking about Greyhand Smithy, who specializes in
Yeah, him and his daughter or whatever.
6 daughters and 4 sons.
Yep. I don't have the list in front of me, but yeah, that was the guy.
Yeah, pretty sure that's and who actually it's not written in here, but in fact, the word on the street is that Goran does most of the security locks for the upper district and many of the lower city businesses. So absolutely okay. So then you would have met with him. So you're kind of looking to apprentice, but you're not going to be there that long. How would you try to sell, like think in real world terms of, someone's going to train you for a couple weeks and then you're leaving. So why is that valuable to them? How do you sell that?
Because I can turn around and basically perform it in front of the customers. So if they have a lock, I can not pick it. Or I can pick it and go, oh, see, this one's way too easy. I definitely should go with the this one over here.
So you're looking to be a salesman for them.
Basically, but I'm trying to do it to learn the skill.
Right. So, but this is your approach is, here, I can help you make even more sales.
Yep.
So, okay.
And once I learn enough to kind of start picking them, anybody who buys cheap locks, I'm not looking to do anything bad, but at nighttime maybe stop by their place, open it, unlock it or whatever,
Mm-hmm.
and then just show evidence that they were broken into, but don't actually go in.
Okay. Are you telling him up front that this is just a 2-week deal?
Yeah,
You are.
I'm in
Okay.
town. This is right. Yep. No
Okay.
reason to lie.
In that case, all you need to do is, with advantage, roll a perception check. I'm sorry, perception. Persuasion. Persuasion.
With advantage.
With advantage. Yeah, this should be very easy for you.
I'm not going to roll anymore.
Yeah, there you go. No, that's probably all you need right there. Yeah, in fact, he even suggests that you can even help test the locks, and maybe he's looking at, he's been, because a couple of his daughters kind of play around with lock picking. I mean, they can all pick locks, but they kind of play around with more advanced techniques and trying to be able to test the locks, new ways to make locks and make them more secure. And he used to have somebody on from a local person who would come in and do high-level lockpicking, testing out his work. That person mysteriously disappeared several months ago. So he's happy to have you try it out and see how you might help.
While helping out, I may scrounge for more information about this disappearance, a description of the person, or like if they had some doodle of the person, just so I keep my eyes open, just in case this person was up to nefarious deeds.
Yep, absolutely.
I
And
kind of expected the like Spock.
you pretty easily can get that from some of the children, some of the kids. They're not. I mean, they're all in their 20s and 30s at this point, so they're not kids. They're all older than you. So, okay. And I'm just putting down here. So it sounds like, uh-oh, what the heck did I do here? Accidentally hit a button. There we go. It sounds like it was just a very real, mysterious local thief who just had a pretty good deal here, because it's pretty obvious that whoever this thief was not only helping them, but like would get firsthand knowledge of how to easily bypass any of the top level locks in the city.
Basically, he's doing what I did.
Right. There's no logical reason why someone like that would just not come back unless something happened to them. I mean, it basically would have made them one of the best lock pickers in the entire city of Baldur's Gate. And they could have, gotten into almost anywhere they wanted, bypassed at least the lock security, the physical security. And you get a general description of a middle-aged, greasy, dark hair, black-haired human, probably from Calamsham, who from the south, who who's was simply known by the moniker of no, I don't want to use that. Went by, let's see. I need to do this anyway. Real quickly here, because I need my names open. All right, names. And no, stop that. Why did you open up so big? Okay. Who simply went by the name Cothran. And that's what you find out.
Okay.
Okay. The one other thing, so while you're there, and I assume you're still playing at night in the tavern.
Yeah, I'm kind of doing double duty, and if I can make a couple extra bucks here, I make a couple extra bucks. Whatever.
So this applies to everyone, because one evening you're in the tavern, and Jinx, you're sitting there performing when you look against one of the back walls in light shadow is an individual that you hadn't seen before, somebody new, but that's not entirely unusual. This is a tavern that draws a lot of the adventurers coming through the city, and other merchants and just people traveling through for various reasons. But this particular individual seems to be paying you a lot of attention, very enraptured with your music, perhaps. And after your set is done, she walks over, and I assume you're sitting with everybody else at the table. You meet this individual who, a tiefling, with deep purple skin and black hair.
Do I know what the symbol on her forehead means?
The symbols.
Or is it just like markings for her particular whatever?
So the symbols do have, like, you're sure they have meaning, but there are elements of them that look familiar. But they're definitely not of the runic language, of the main runic languages, such as that for giants and dwarves. They are close to some magical symbols that you've seen before. That's about the closest that you can tell. And there are some that are obviously just decoration, or seem like they might be decoration, like those around her eyes. She introduces herself as Shafiri, and through conversation, we don't need to go into detail here, but you find out that she is a traveling harper. She is like the current information gatherer for the organization here in Baldur's Gate. And she had heard that your group was in town, and came to at least just touch base and say hi and see what you were doing, and just kind of share, and also set up a way that you can get in touch with her if you need her.
Beautiful. At the same time, I'm also just passed off the knowledge if she does come across Kalasham. Sorry. The moniker. Cothran.
Cothran?
Cothran. Yeah. I kind of mentioned about Cothran or whatever, and that if she comes across him, just let me know if you could, please. Oh, that's how you spell it?
Yep.
Okay. That's close. I had a K.
Yep. Yeah, I know. I would have spelt it different myself too, but this is from a list of 10,000 names that I just draw stuff from. All right. And that should be it. So you also, you're going to have 2 weeks training to build on for a new skill, why don't you go ahead and you would probably approach this probably from sleight of hand. Sleight of hand is actually, many people use sleight of hand for that skill. So go ahead and roll with advantage sleight of hand because you have incredibly good teachers. Excellent.
26.
Whoa.
26 is actually the second roll. I didn't roll. I rolled.
Yeah.
I don't know how to roll advantage anymore.
Sometimes it resets. Unfortunately, D&D Beyond and Roll20 reset that stuff. It's
But either way.
crazy. So yeah,
checks.
that's amazing. So honestly, you are set. So you can spend. So you have 2 weeks under your belt, and you are good to spend the next 8 weeks training yourself, practicing to gain the skill. And actually, with the natural 20, you actually in 2 weeks have gained 3 weeks. So you
During my
have
training.
3 weeks worth of training towards your 10 weeks.
During my training, hopefully I was able to convince enough to arrange a set of lock picks for myself.
Yes, you absolutely can.
Cool.
I mean, you would have been given a set simply to test things out. Roll 2d10 for me, please.
There's my low numbers.
That's perfect. They were an extra set sitting around. You had a chance to get a master crafted set, but yeah, they probably would have on site had master crafted, master crafted set that you could use when you were working, and gave you this old set to take with you and practice at home or whatever you wanted.
Beautiful.
Okay. And I assume you're not looking to try to steal the master crafted set from them when you leave?
No, but I would ask if I could take a lock and something I could where I could change the lock set or whatever. I could take one with me. And when I come back, I plan on coming back at some point because
Right. They absolutely,
big city.
in fact, they would have given you 3 different levels of locks to practice on.
Cool.
So, and just for general, so they would have given you some pretty difficult ones because they're practice. So at your level, they'd probably given you a DC 15, 17, and 20 for practice. Or if you'd prefer a 15, a 20, and a 25. So like really full level bumps. All right. That should do it. And last but not least, we have Alamir. So Alamir,
Yes, sir.
you had gone with the rest of the group to meet with Garena, the local member of the Order of the Gauntlet, and he introduced you the next morning. He would have introduced you to one of the local wizard alchemist, private individual kind of who lived in the city, would have lived over in Bloomridge, and who had in his basement his own summoning circle and a connection directly to, not summoning circle, teleportation circle, and a direct
To Candlekeep.
and had a connection to Candlekeep. And once you proved to him that you were one of Candlekeep's one of their graduates and minor sages, would have opened the circle and sent you to Candlekeep. So you have spent, and then allowed you to come back using his teleportation circle at the end of the at the end of the 10-day.
I'm gonna sketch that circle in my book of fun.
So I should probably give you a name for that.
Yeah. But what town are we in? We're in Waterdeep, right?
No. Baldur's
no, sorry.
Gate.
Baldur's Gate.
So
Why don't you call it the Bloomridge circle?
what the heck happened there? So I already used that. It's okay. So yeah, these are good. These are really good. But I think I'm going to go with this first one. Where was it? Okay. Somehow I can't find it now. I should have just used it. You know what? I'm just going to use this one. His name is Elijah Acaravantas. So that's his name.
Bloomridge District.
Yes. Yep. Bloomridge. Okay. Yep. So while you were at Candlekeep, you spent a little bit of time, found a little bit of time in the evenings, scribing a couple spells, but for the most part, you were there to do research. And you had said you were looking for, first and foremost, as much information as you could get on the Cult of the Dragon.
Correct. History of the Cult of the Dragon up to the current hierarchy or whatever their mischief is.
So, history of the Cult of the Dragon. That's a little more, that's a little more specific than what you had said before, but that's fine. That's excellent and easy to do. So one of
Keep you on your toes.
So if we look at, let's see, our general handouts. Right now you have cult knowledge. And as part of the cult knowledge, you have a lot of Cult of the Dragon, which I have added to, and depending on what happens. So one of the things that happens is a few days into your research, actually probably on the fifth day, Leosin shows up. And you were told, like, as soon as you started this research, you were told that he should be coming back. When you mentioned that you had met him and knew who he was, and we're told that he is the primary sage on the Cult of the Dragon at Candlekeep. So when he shows up, he had some of the more esoteric books still kind of in his private quarters. Would have brought them out, and so your second week is far more effective than the first. So go ahead and just roll a history check for me for the first week. Just a flat history check. No. Well, that's a really good one. You did you did extremely well for yourself that first week. Okay. So then the second week with Leosin's assistance, go ahead and roll a second check. with advantage. And 20. Excellent. So the first check would have been just the general history. You knew a lot of the history, or kind of the general history of the Cult of the Dragon, what they were about and stuff. You were able to add to that on your own the idea of that, there were these tomes, the original Tome of the Dragon, created by Samaster the Mad, that detailed the transformation ritual for turning a regular dragon into a Dracolich, which was originally, for hundreds of years, was the core reason for the main goal of the Cult of the Dragon. They saw Samaster the Mad, per records, recorded events of history within Candlekeep, Samaster the Mad misinterpreted ancient texts, the equivalent of ancient prophecies similar to our the prophecies of Nostradamus, and misinterpreted them to read that one day not just dragons would rule the world, but very specifically undead dragons would rule the world. And so he became this quest to bring about that time, an age of power, and to in order to facilitate that, begin to research the creation of this method of basically a process of becoming a lich for dragons. So, and there are many copies of this book, the Tome of the Dragon, that are circulated throughout the cult, throughout the lands, so that many of the various sects and localized groups of the cult can conduct these rituals if they find a dragon and make a relationship and get a dragon willing to attempt it, because it's definitely not always successful, and if it's not successful, the dragon just simply dies.
Is there anything that I find specifically in the idea or realm of, I know there's the Tome of the Dragons, is there a specific tome, and I don't know if it's at each chapter of this group of these devotees, if it's in the keep of the devotees, that would actually list their numbers, their names, their leaders, their this, their that?
So
is there anything out there?
So no. There are some names, but no one really super high ranking. The only thing that is known, so Rezmir, or at least, and very specifically, Rezmir the Black is the half-black dragon that was leading the raid. And you learn from Leosin, the only other name he knows is the current head, the top person, who's the head of the current organization, that has led them down this path of, when we no longer care about undead dragons, we're going to bring about dragons ruling the world by bringing Tiamat back.
And that would be Severin.
And that's Severin. Severin the Red, who is believed to have the red dragon mask and be able to control red dragons.
Okay.
So the other 3 Wyrmspeakers are not known. You also, so there is additional information other than what's here. what I'm just going to, given your roles, your first role in particular, you learned a lot more about the history of the cult, which was primarily about Samaster. You learned a lot more about Samaster the Mad. You know that. So you already knew the DC 10 knowledge. So I'm simply going to let you have, and I will combine all of this into the one cult knowledge at some point. But for now, I'll just let you have all the DC 15 knowledge. That includes all of Samaster.
Okay.
And you got at least a 20 both weeks, so I'm going to... Nope, you can't have all that.
Figure it out. Just piecemeal it to me or whatever.
So I will add at some point the original stuff on Samaster as well. So
Okie doke.
So really, you at this point, I will combine all these, but you have learned everything you possibly can about the cult, shy of the names of the other 3 Wyrmspeakers.
And he's totally okay. He's totally okay with that. I mean, it's his background. He's a cloistered scholar, so put him in a room with a stack of books, and he will eat through them in a week and walk out going, "All right, let's play Trivial Pursuit." So no, he's totally okay with that. He feels like he made himself smarter and stronger for the group having that knowledge.
And you most definitely have, absolutely. So 23 and 20. All right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and between that and your additional 2 spells for your spell book, that should be the end of the 10-day for you. And you arrive back in Baldur's Gate.
And surprise the heck out of that guy as I port back.
He knew about how long you were going to be gone, so
right. That
was prearranged. And you are all back together in, we'll just say that it's mid-morning, or let's say maybe probably easiest would be, let's say it's dinner. It's dinner at the end of the 10-day. Officially, for anyone who cares about it, it is the 29th of Mythal, which is the equivalent. So Mythal, I think, is the 5th month. So we're about to go into. You're looking at the beginning of summer now. It's definitely getting warmer.
As long as we don't meet a myrtle that moans in the bathroom.
Nope.
Be enough for the Myrtle Club.
So, you're all sitting at dinner. Alamir is back, and you are expecting any day now for the caravan to arrive in Baldur's Gate. Do you have a specific plan? Anything you've set up specifically to be notified when they arrive?
I know Smock last week, we were talking about this 10 day ago, mentioned we were going to kind of plant our seeds and everything else for this whole caravan idea, to work for them. I know he mentioned it last week, so I guess where did we go with that, and who did we get together with?
So we can say that probably at the end of the first the first 5 days, like halfway through the 10-day, you could have set up a time to meet with where we go, Baldur's Gate, Akin Celeban. So this is the contact in Blackgate District. He owns the business on the road again, which is a Wainwright and equipage business. So he sells a lot of the wagons and equipments for caravans that are leaving out of Blackgate to head north. And he doesn't do any of the hiring, but he can introduce you to many of the people who do. So he is the contact that will help you. So when the caravan arrives, even if you ask him, he will send notice to let you know when they arrive in town.
I would think we would do that.
Yeah, and,
Yeah, probably.
but before we went to see Akin Celeban, I would ask somebody or I'd go to the barber and have my hair shaved, and possibly get a hat or something to not disguise per se, but to look different than maybe I did when I was wandering back at the camp walking around, since they remember Smock's face.
Okay.
Assuming they might. So.
Absolutely. So what was Smock clean shaven beforehand?
Yes, but long locks of flowing blonde hair. You know, I did say Fabio-like. So
Yes,
yeah.
you did. You certainly did.
Yeah.
So you really you're getting. Are you going like crew cut or
Bald all the way.
completely bald?
Clean all around, and then some sort of hat with flair.
Okay.
Something that would make Jinx proud.
Are you proud, Jinx?
I noticed that his CHE seemed to drop about 8 points.
Excellent. Okay.
That was the one thing he had going for him. That was his whole charisma there. Now he needs to wear a helmet.
Okay. So.
Joking, of course.
You so that evening, like you guys, I would assume you also in the evenings like take make trips over to touch base with like to go out and try different things in the city, to go and see Garena and kind of touch base with him and his other contacts at the seafood place, that the name I can't remember.
Splurging Sturgeon.
There we go. Thank you. The Splurging Sturgeon. So you so you're having dinner this evening and getting ready to go out, maybe go see Garena, maybe just kind of go see maybe some other establishment in Eastway or Heapside, or go down to the docks. And there's some the docks are pretty interesting in the evenings. They're not really dangerous for you guys walking around together, and the fog has interesting patterns. It's fun to watch the fog roll over the water and completely covering ships, and then they reappear. It can be interesting to just go down there and walk around. So, but as you're sitting there together, getting ready to leave, a runner comes, and it is there's a message from Akin, and it very simply says he believes that there's a new caravan, some new caravans that have come from the south, and they match the description of the Colt wagons that you had given. So he believes that they are here. And does that change your plans, or are you just still going to just kind of go out for the evening, or did you want to try to do something else?
Are we looking to disrupt them before they leave?
From what everyone has said so far, you're really just kind of looking to make sure that you join. You know that they're going to be joining a much larger caravan, and the wagons, the cult wagons from the raids, are going to be part of a huge caravan heading north. So you really were just talking about making sure that you were hired on as part of that caravan.
Do they look like they have enough? If they're coming to town early, do they look like they have enough staff? And I guess my question is, in that case, do we need to take some of them out to make sure there is need?
Well, what Alamir can verify, and what Akin also has told you, is that those hirings usually happen individually by the various wagon masters. So the cult itself, their section, probably is already staffed. But the other people that they join very often will have like merchants who are looking to hire guards and or drivers for their carts.
Right.
And that happens when they're putting together the caravans. So that's why you had to wait for the cult caravan to arrive to the city, because whatever large caravan they're going to join wouldn't be getting put together until that time frame.
Understood.
Also, Alamir, one other thing that you would probably definitely know and would have probably shared with people at some point is, you know, that if the five of you had not uncovered what the cult was doing, where they were going, and what they were doing, this caravan would have simply, by getting on the road in the south of Candlekeep, and then heading north up into Baldur's Gate, they could have said they were from anywhere. No one would have questioned it. There would have been no signs at all of what they were doing. Nobody would have known. It would have been. It's an extremely good plan, and the only reason that the factions, are aware of this and able to, and for you to even be able to know, to infiltrate and try to be part of it, this caravan, is because you had gathered that information. It was very valuable.
So, asking everybody around the table while we're drinking and knowing that they've arrived, do we have any reason from Jinx's side to thin it out? From Smock's side to get chummy with them? From Spot's side to, go spy on them for a few hours? And then from, Druid's side, just turn into a tree.
I was thinking more of a cat or something like that and wander around. We probably need to look and see what we can make of them, see if we can figure out what we don't know right now. Basically, go down and check them out.
Is there anybody in this caravan that we know? Not know personally, but we know from the where they scooted out from the cave area.
Wasn't Resmer a part of that? Or am I wrong thinking here?
Yes, Rezimir went with the caravan. Absolutely.
Yeah.
from what you knew and what you were told.
So that's the one identifier. We know it's the right caravan if we find the, I think, half black dragon, if my notes are right.
Correct. Now, the interesting thing about Baldur's Gate and their acceptance of all the different races is that, from what you've been told, Garena in particular would have said this to you. Half dragons are not part of that accepted. Like, half dragons are very different from Dragonborn. Dragonborn is like its own separate race. Like, yes, they have draconic ancestry, or supposed to, but they are their own separate culture and are not seen as directly tied to dragons and feared for that connection. Half dragons are. Half dragons are absolutely not accepted in the city. So if Rezmir came here, he would not be able to show his face openly, from what you've been told.
Well, then I got nothing.
You could think about how he might get through the city without being seen.
Do people normally go down when a new caravan rolls in to wherever staging area they're going to? Do people, spectators, normally go down just kind of see who it is and stuff like that? Or they probably just roll off into their own predetermined place and people ignore them, except for those who have business with them?
Well, the problem is, so I'm coming from the south. If you look at the detailed map, here, which I can, there, so you can open it yourselves if you like. They come through Rivington in the outer city. And they have to cross the bridge, and then they go up and around, and they're going to continue to go. They're going to actually, because remember, horses and carts are not allowed into the city.
So they're going to have a staging area somewhere.
Yeah, I mean, in the upper city, there's a whole rickshaw business where, for the wealthy to get rides around the city, since they can't, since you can't have horses or any other means of transportation. So they would actually, the caravans would have to go overland around through the field areas in the north part of the outer of the city, on the north side of the walls, to get to Blackgate to be able to then gather and go on. So they won't even enter the inner city at all.
But they're going to have to stop and stage somewhere as they get more parts of the caravan
And that actually
merge together.
And that would be Blackgate. That's why all those places are in Blackgate. Stony Eyes has horse stables for people that come in the city and then are going to go back out and leave that way.
Isn't that where we left our horses over in Blackgate?
Yes, it certainly.
So we
is.
might go check on them, and while we're there, just see what we see with the caravan.
See if we recognize anybody.
You want to try to do that tonight or tomorrow?
Oh, we're playing tomorrow? Okay.
Well, the question is, if we're going to go tonight, whoever's going to go, can always use invisibility or any of that sort of stealthy type stuff, just so we can do a quick look-see.
Yeah, I mean, it's no problem going at night. It's just a matter of whether, different things happen in the city sections during the day and versus at night. So,
To obscure myself, I'd be planning into turning into something that could get around easy, but I'd be cognizant of what can I turn into that won't get eaten by other races.
Owl bear.
Yeah, in the city, a dog is probably your best bet.
Yep. But in certain countries, a dog is a delicacy.
Well, I'm not saying that it's entirely safe.
I know.
You're just saying I was leaving humans out of it.
Yeah.
I think the Celestials eat dogs.
See? I don't know who eats cats, but they'd be a nimble creature to slip around easily.
So as you're all sitting around the table talking about this, Jinx, you've already done your performance for the evening since you're all getting ready to go out. But you, I would imagine Spot in particular is probably sitting watching the door.
Always.
And you notice Shafiri walk in. And she just kind of walks in, looks in your direction, but doesn't make any acknowledging eye contact, and then kind of walks off to the side and is just kind of looking around to see who's in the place, like she's looking for a seat. And what you recognize is she's making sure it's safe to approach. And to your knowledge, there's nobody in here tonight that would be spying for any particular group. It's regular patrons plus one new group of very loud young adventurers who traveled down from Waterdeep and are getting ready to find a ship to take them to Chult to make their fortune. So
We could get them drunk and con them into picking a fight with somebody.
I was thinking we could let them get drunk and just take their money, so when they go to pay for it, they can't pay for their stuff. They can't go to Jolt.
So as far as you know, Spot, like, it's probably pretty safe if you wanted to signal to her.
I would nudge Smock. And point her out. Or, well, not point her out, but just hint towards her in the corner and be like, I'd let him do it.
I see Smock get up on one leg and hop around, flapping his arms, as that's his signal. Unless he says something otherwise.
And I wasn't paying attention, so I go, die?
Does he put the caca in there?
She walked
yes.
in, so instead of me telling her to come over, I nudged you and pointed her out to you.
Okay.
So Smock, do you kind of give the little wave signal for
Yes.
Shafiri to come over?
Yes.
And so she does. She comes over and she takes a seat, pulls up an extra chair. She says, "So, I assume you have heard that there are some old friends of yours have come to town." Have you heard that news?
We might have understood that.
Yeah.
We've been waiting for more confirmation.
Yep.
If we hurry, perhaps there are some other very specific friends of yours that you can at least get a glimpse of. Would you like to see what we can see?
Yes, please.
Then come with me quickly. And she gets up and heads towards the door, still scanning the room to see who's watching. And
I assume, is it just me and Smock leaving? Or Or is
I'd be
everybody else
going
gonna-
with.
Everybody's
I'd go
at the
with-
table if you all want to go. It's up to you.
I just don't know if we want to have the whole group get up and go out, because that'd make kind of a notice. So
Well, you were all getting ready to leave, and you often do leave around this time at night. So for this place, they wouldn't consider that unusual.
I mean, you did just finish your
everybody
set.
else.
It's time for our evening walk.
All right. So
Yes.
you all follow Shafiri out the door, and she quickly begins. She turns right immediately and heads northwest, and then towards the docks. So you are on the map. She is kind of, these are large pings, but heading you towards the docks, towards that direction. And when you get to the large rivers, what would it be called? Docks, the Dockside Road. She stops and kind of melds into the shadows to the right against one of the buildings there. And she says, "If my timing is correct, we have but a few minutes to wait until they pass by."
I follow suit.
Yep.
Yep. So
Okay.
yeah, go ahead and with you, since you have time to set up. That's obviously a max right there for Luna. Everybody roll stealth with advantage, please. I guess I should roll for Hef as well.
Does anybody have Pass Without a Trace?
I don't think anyone does.
However, if we do need to make a door open up very quietly, I can make a door completely silent as it opens, no matter how rusty and cranky it is.
Right,
I
So it
normally-
looks like we're going to be pulling on something that should open really easily because it's not making noise, and we're just like,
Pretty much.
All right.
Wait. Oh, but with advantage. With advantage, Smock.
Well, actually, that is with advantage
What
No,
you
he-
rolled?
because
only
I
rolled
normally
once.
because I normally am at disadvantage,
Oh, so you rolled normal. Right.
Oh, gotcha.
and
Gotcha.
my modifier is -1.
So that's a good roll.
It's awesome.
It says 0.
Okay. So everybody. So with I think the next lowest is Hefis, or no, Alamir at 12. Okay. So essentially, yeah. So with Spot and Luna and Shafiri, who I'm pretty sure Shafiri. Let's see. Yeah, Shafiri probably has at least +5, so she's melded deep into the shadow along with Luna and Spot. And then you have Hef, and then you have Alamir, and Smock, kind of standing like a couple of probably sitting there on the edge of the shadow. There's a light glinting off of Smock's armor. And there is...
I go over to him and pull his cloak around his shoulder a little bit more.
And within, after about a minute, you hear the sound of many footsteps. And you've seen this before when some of the wealthier people in the city will go out and about. People from up in the upper city, when they are going someplace and want to go in someplace in style and not be seen, rather than just simply renting one of the 2 or 4 people. Now I can't remember the name, but the little carts,
rickshaws.
The rickshaws. Thank you. They will actually hire a full palanquin. And you are watching this palanquin. Must have come from the outer city and is heading. Came down the main thoroughfares of the east, an eastway, and is now heading north up to Heapside and towards the upper portion of the city. And it is a large palanquin. There are 6 half-orcs on each side of the palanquin, so a dozen of them in total. And you know that there are actually over in Stony Eyes is a very large community of half-orcs that work doing for the rickshaws and for palanquin services like this. And this palanquin is very often they'll be very ostentatious. This is obviously a rental. It has a lot of subdued grays and blacks with a little bit of gold and red in terms of like streamers and stuff on the sides, just add a little color. And the shades, the draperies are all pulled shut. And as it goes by, even pulled shut, the unless you hold them in place, the wind will, and the movement and swaying of the palanquin will move them a little bit. So you can always get a glimpse inside if you really want to.
Do families have their own banners?
Yes, they do.
City?
They absolutely do.
So is this so? Does this? I know you said this is a rental, but are the colors a bland rental color, or do we recognize that as one of the families?
No, it's definitely a rental. There's no insignia or color schemes that would designate it as something local, and that you know or that you're familiar with. Actually, Jinx, would you like to make you haven't, the first time the whole game, would you like to make a factions and politics roll?
Maybe.
There goes nothing. I know diddly squat.
So
Ow.
yes, definitely. Well, not any. So definitely not anything that you would be familiar with. Like as far as you're concerned, yeah. Either it truly doesn't have any meaning to any group that.
You know what it is? You know what it is? It's either the Lord's Alliance or the Zentarum. I know they're about the same.
Of course. So as it goes by, anyone who would like to attempt to get a glimpse inside, roll a perception check. Straight perception.
Love to.
What if I just pop inside of it?
Go ahead. I want to
Yeah.
see it.
What else would you like to do rather than just make a perception check out? No, but you didn't say that you were going to try something ahead of time.
No. I'm not going to do anything of such.
Okay. Perception for Hef. Okay. So. All right. Wow. So Spot, why? You're usually really good at this. What were you focusing on?
I have no clue, but I was not looking in that direction.
He saw the wheels of the carriage go around and around, and he just
No,
realized nothing.
Maybe one of the kids ran by or like tried to get my attention from far away and distracted me, and I didn't look. I don't know.
Yeah. Oh, you
We'll go with
saw
that.
you did. You saw a group of kids, and for a second it looked like the four that you've been mentoring, and by the time you realized it wasn't them, you turned back and the palanquin had gone just a little too far for you to get an angle to see inside. Alamir, you you get a glimpse inside and see, you think you see a scaly hand, but you're not sure. It's tough to tell what you saw, and even at night, even with the dark vision.
Can I use prestidigitation to cause wind to blow it a little more?
You absolutely could, but you would have needed to.
Okay.
So
Okay.
there'd be one of those
That's
things
fine.
you have to get set up, and that would have given you, if you had done that in at the right time, you would have given everyone advantage. So
Well,
a good
I
idea,
suck
but a
at
little
this.
too late.
Yep.
So Smock and Hef both had exactly the same. That's appropriate. You're both sitting there, kind of looking. You definitely see Smock. What looks like the black dragon visage. You at least see the side of the face, the jaw, of what looks like Resmir, the black. And you get a glimpse of someone else in there. And Jinx, you get the clear sight. You had gotten down a little lower to look up into the palanquin, and you see, you see the full face of Resmir, and there is definitely someone there with him, dressed in robes. You get just the faintest glimpse of a human-looking hand, and a clean-shaven chin.
Okay. So, how far away are we from this thing?
Well, it's probably about passing you 12 feet, at least 12 to 15 feet away, depending on where people are situated.
Okay. So, not that I should be able to do this, but I'm going to do this anyway. I'm going to use quickly bring out my invisible hand, that I don't have to use any motion
Right.
skills. I don't have to say or nothing or anything else like that. And I'm going to use it, and it's just going to go in there. And this is stupid. I know it doesn't really do any good, but all it's going to do is flick Razimir in the face. Like, just just going to tap in the face and then gone.
So
I know it does nothing.
Why not push him 5 feet?
You can't. Well, no. I don't want it to actually make an attack. I want to make it almost feel like it was like a bug that hit him, basically.
So Luna, I'm getting to you. Haven't forgotten you. So
You're saving the best for last.
we're setting the narrative up to make this make sense. So yes, so Jinx, while you do that, Alamir, would you say that you would, even though it's a little after the fact, still try to do the win to try to get a second
Sure.
glimpse? So go ahead and make an Arcana check.
And then while they're doing that, I would do a divine sense also.
Very good.
Yeah.
Okay, so Alamir, you cast prestidigitation, and it makes opens up the side, the drapery, makes it really easy for the invisible mage hand, to go in and slap Resmir aside the face.
Or a poke, but
I'm sorry.
smack, whatever.
It was more like a poke or a flick or something. Not really.
Oh, like maybe a flick on his ear or something.
Yeah, just something like it was like a bug, because he can't
Very
see
good.
it. So that way
Okay.
he's just like, what the hell? Just fooling with the guy, basically.
Got it. Perfect. Okay. Oh yeah. So
And this is why we won't take you out in public.
So Luna, you had
I don't know I did it.
crawled to the edge, to the corner, the front corner of the building that you are all kind of hiding in the shadow of, the various levels, contemplating how much easier it might be if you became like a cat and ran straight through, ran up to get closer. And when Alamir's gust of wind kind of blows the curtains a little wider, you had already gotten a glimpse of Rezmir and seen that there was someone else inside. But when this whole event takes place, and the flicking of Rezmir's face in some way, and there's a short little kind of grunt and exclamation, you see the person next to him reach out a hand, and you see the human hand stop the curtain and then lean forward and just barely glance out. And you get from your vantage point, get a clear glimpse of their face. You see a clean-shaven, bald-headed human with... it's tough to tell at night, and with the dark vision, everything's monochromatic.
It's Smock.
You get the sense that they are from somewhere to the east, from their general facial features. Similar to some of the people you saw when you traveled to your initiation on the island. And of course, where is my... I don't think... Do I have this here? I don't. 1 second here. Right there. Yeah. And you do notice, you also see that their bald head has tattoos on it.
Do I recognize any of the tattoos?
Roll. You can make, what do you have? Yeah, you really... you can just roll go ahead and roll a history check. Which is something, you can always roll a history check. You don't need to be proficient in it. Okay. No.
I failed that class.
You do not. You got a really good look at them though, so you could probably describe them to other people, and get a...
I think I can probably sketch them out like I sketched the maps and stuff.
Yeah, you could
Okay.
probably do that. Yes. So now you guys know how Rezmir is making his way through the city without being seen. What would you like to do with that information, if anything?
Do we have the means to follow?
You could...
Do we want to bother? I'm kind of talking to the group. Do we want to follow? If we do, we should probably make that decision here pretty quick.
I do mention everything that I saw.
You need to stay quiet enough to follow like this and keep.
I'll bring up the rear then, because I can't stay quiet.
Who can fly?
Yeah.
I can fly for short distances.
We all can fly with gravity.
Yep.
My speed and my agility, I'll try to follow them on the rooftops, jumping house to house, whatever.
You're not going to be able to. The streets are too wide once you to follow them on the rooftops all the way. So you'd be able
As long
to,
as I can.
you'd be
But
able
they're-
to follow them on the rooftops to the end of that first main block in Heapside.
How far are the streets apart?
At least 20 feet.
And then rate of speed
I
wise.
can jump that.
I was gonna
They
say he
were-
could jump that.
That's why I was doing the roof, because I know I can jump 20 to 30 feet gaps without an issue.
Were they walking or running, as best we could tell?
Well, the Blanquin is walking. They're 12 people walking in rhythm is not fast. That's slow.
Okay. Okay.
Especially trying not to jostle the people inside.
So probably a 20 movement speed ish, or
Oh,
15?
probably more like 10 to 10.
10?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
They're slow.
Okay. So, guys, we want to do this or no? Okay.
Sure, I can go. Let's go.
Yep.
I'm
And
definitely going.
I intend to be in the back, and then whoever's the leopard or the hyena should probably be up front. So.
How fast are they moving, by the way?
Okay.
10 feet
10 feet around?
around. Yep.
Oh, God.
Yeah. Yeah.
We
yeah.
are...
So basically, you're walking very casually behind them and hiding.
Stop time.
Like-
Or you guys split up, spread out, go to different intersections, and then communicate.
So Shafiri.
Or I'll be up on top communicating down to you to know like which way they go.
Shafiri, when you're having this conversation, she says, if it is most likely they are traveling to the upper city, if they're going in a palanquin, possibly the steeps of Bloomridge, but they're certainly not going to stop in Heapside. So perhaps we could even go all the way around to other vantage points to watch them as they enter the steeps. And they're moving so slow, we could go all the way around and watch them from the side streets and watch them go by. That would be a safe way for those less stealthy of us to follow them.
I nod, and
Yep.
I think we should do that.
And then when I dropped my divine sense, what did I sense?
Your divine sense. The only thing that went off. The two things that went off from within. You got dragon. As a half dragon, pretty sure half dragons are both humanoid and dragon. And you sensed evil.
Okay. So evil from both creatures inside the palanquins.
Yes. Roll. This is interesting. So, what would this be? Just because you have it. Oh no, you have that too. Go ahead and roll an insight check. Since you're skilled in that. Okay. Yeah, you get it from both of them. They seem. It's tough to differentiate. Sometimes you can differentiate various levels or aspects, or tell that one person is evil in a different type of way than someone else, but you can't really, not able to discern that from these two individuals, which makes sense since they assumedly work for the same organization.
Okay. Okay. Thank you.
I forgot to mention, I'm sorry. Let me clarify one important detail. the human, in addition to Rezmir, the human was also wearing purple robes.
Oh,
His clothing was purple like Rezmir's.
and based on that last handout, that's aware of the purple, which is ranked, right?
Yes, those are the top leaders, with the Wyrmspeakers being the top echelon of the wearers of purple.
And I will pass on everybody else. Now, as I look through stuff,
So, given the different ways that is anyone going to, Spot's going to travel on the rooftops. Who is going to take a wide berth and try to kind of follow them from the side streets, and who is going to follow directly behind them, if any?
Elamir,
go ahead.
go ahead. No, go ahead.
No, your turn.
I was going to say I will follow behind them.
Okay.
And I'm a wild shape this way. I can be pretty close. As I was looking through, they don't have dog, but the closest thing I could find is wolf, which has keen hearing and smell. So with advantage on wisdom perception checks, relying on both hearing and smell. So I'd wild shape into something like that and follow them.
You got a wolf is not a dog,
I know.
and you're in the city.
That's what I was looking at. So I could not find dog in the
Look up mongrel.
mongrel.
Wild shape into a very skinny, mangy wolf, and then roll around in the mud.
Or any dog.
I would say that based on the breed of dog, you could probably use the stats of a wolf, other than for
That's
combat.
what I was.
I mean,
that's what I was
just in
looking
terms of
for.
stealth and sense of smell, absolutely.
Yep. This is a non-combat action.
Yep.
So yes, I'd into a dog that has both hearing and smell, and then I'd follow fairly close. I'd make sure it was a breed of dog that was very common in this area.
Yep, you can easily do that. Okay, so is anybody and then how are you following as a dog then? What are you doing?
Off to the side, just a little bit behind, but close enough if I can hear or smell anything.
Okay.
And Alamir's trying to catch his dog. I'm just a person taking a dog for a walk.
Okay.
Here, doggy. Here, doggy.
Here, Fluffy.
So
He took my bone. I ain't gonna give a bone back to him.
So the two of you, so the dog and his master,
Handler.
and Spot on the rooftops. Everyone else then, I assume, is doing side streets.
Smock is doing side streets, so is Jinx, from what I saw.
Yep, and Hef, of course, which means that Shafiri will also take the side streets with you. So,
And we'll,
yes?
I think during our walk, we'll have a conversation about just the local entertainment that we've been seeing and everything else, just to kind of keep it seem like it's very natural.
Got it. So you're...
meandering.
All right, so you're trying to look natural as you're doing this. Okay. It's given how slow they're moving, it's very easy to actually the easier way to do this. Large. It's very easy to walk up, watch them go by, and then walk all the way around to here. Watch them come through the wall, that gate in the wall, and then continue to watch them, and and they keep going because they're going through the steps, and you get to here, and you stop at the corner, and actually, see here, where is no? It is here, and you see, or actually that was a road. You stop and you see, and the palanquin turns and begins coming north towards this gate. I believe that's called Temple Gate, if I remember correctly. And so you can stop and spot you're probably, in one of the, difficult to do that, but you're probably here on the on a rooftop watching them go by at this point. And they're heading straight up towards the gate into the upper city. And there is easily a half dozen, or actually there'd be four of the upper city guards. Actually, Upper City is just the watch guard. And from your time here that you have to have specific, you either have to live there or have specific business in order to be let through the gates, especially at night.
What are you doing, Mike?
Biting a cat's belly. That's what I was just doing.
Well, it sounded like you were crinkling endless pieces of paper in everybody's ear.
Well, I was just biting a cat's belly. That's what I was doing. She got up on the back of the chair.
And y'all talk about me.
So what's the plan? Where do you? The palanquin is slowly making its way. It's going right by. I assume everybody who was watching from the side alleys is kind of slunk back and is hiding in the shadows.
I'm following it like I belong to the palanquin.
So I need.
Well, let me do one last thing. I'm going to send a cantrip message to Puppy Dog that says, run basically alongside it and I'll chase you, just so you can get past it.
Sounds good, I'll do that.
So
If the guards are on one side,
no, they're
I'll be
on all
the other
sides.
side.
Well,
They're surrounding it.
Well, the guards are at the gate. They're heading towards the gate. There are no guards for this palanquin. There is simply the two people inside, Resmir and whoever his companion is, and the 12 half orcs who are carrying them.
Okay, so then, run past it. I just say, get in front of them. I'm chasing you.
And I go ahead and take action.
Okay, before you guys do that, Spot, what are you doing?
I'm assuming is this wall, there's guards on the wall too, right?
Which wall? I don't see.
The one that they're going through.
Yeah, the one they're going through. Yep, that wall has 4 guards at it, and there's guards.
But are they up on the wall too? Because it seems like it's a thicker wall.
Yeah, so that is a tall wall that separates the upper and lower city. You got to remember these are like hills, so
yep.
And so it's an even taller wall, and it can be scaled, but there are guards that patrol it, and you have been told that there is also magical wards that guard people from going over the walls, both outer and inner.
We must oppose all evil, crush evil.
No, I'm just trying to think if there's a way that I can tell the guards that one of them is a dragon.
That would do it, wouldn't it?
We had a minor illusion that make him like a dragon.
So therefore, we should attack, and then when they come out in the open, then they'll know he's a dragon.
If you want to attack,
Rush forward and smite him.
The thought has crossed the mind, since I'm a part of the Order of the Gauntlet, and the Order of the Gauntlet says evil must be opposed openly and vanquished in light of the day.
then you can, because you know they shouldn't be letting them into that section of the city.
So I say the key would be exposure, right? Pop the top off and have the guards look.
Okay, I
Are
have
you
a
suggesting-
tinderbox
You suggesting throw a fireball in there?
some stuff.
Hey,
I'm gonna try to like
fireball.
light any scrap stuff that I have around me with my tinderbox, and then toss it onto the top of the penguin.
Okay, so you're setting the top of the palanquin of on fire.
Yep.
Is there a chance
Because
of
it would make them drop it and get out, and then hopefully the guards would notice who they are.
Okay, so
Is there a chance? Okay. Go ahead.
this is all separate. There's no communication between Spot and everyone else.
Nope, there isn't.
So
I'm a little high. So.
Yeah, you're up on the rooftop, right? Right.
So since I don't see you guys necessarily doing anything, that's what I do. I get out my tinderbox quick and like strike a couple tinders together to light some little stuff on the roof on fire, you know, some like old wood, whatever, and then I just kind of like toss it over the edge onto the top of the penguin.
And then what's her name is with me, with Hef,
yes,
and then we have Alamir chasing the dog,
and Jinx is with
Luna. I just want to get this picture.
Yep.
I'm just.
As you see this little sparkle of fire come off the roof.
All right, savor the moment because it's going to go horribly wrong after this. But at least we had this moment. So.
You
Probably.
got a picture of the DM thinking, what
Like,
did
what
they just do
in
to
the
me?
heck are they doing?
No, I set the situation up. I didn't know what you would do with it. I was prepared for it though. I thought something like this may not at this level, but this is interesting. So Jinx and Smock, what were you were you just watching them go by? Were you planning on doing anything?
I mean, they have to stop, right? Just so I'm clear, they're stopping to like give papers to them or whatever to get in. That's the moment that I like drop it down on top of them.
Okay, so then the people in the street will see you, or potentially see you leap over their heads as you go up to like to that the final rooftop, right?
Well, that's why I was asking if there was anybody on the wall.
Here's
If they're just down by the gate, I'm gonna try to do this stealthily enough that I don't get seen from like behind the edge of the house or the roof or laying down on it, and then just kind of toss it over and out towards them, because it's probably what, a good 10-foot, 15-foot throw.
Yeah, I mean, so they're walking up. The palanquin is. So right now, at the point where we started talking, they were. The palanquin was approaching the third green spot. And you're
Yeah, I
saying
would wait
that
till they get up to the corner. Since they're walking slow, I would get up there first.
right. So you want to set fire to them as they're like halfway between the last two green spots, as they're approaching the gate.
Yep.
Got it. I'm just real quickly here. We're just going to use passive perceptions.
On a stealth roll or sleight of hand.
Not yet. I'm not worried about. Actually, to get when you get all the way up there, yes, I need a stealth roll.
Ooh, that's not a good normal roll, but 9.
But actually, it's with advantage. I'm sorry, because you are both
Oh.
up and in the dark, and in the fog, so you have advantage for sure. So go ahead and re-roll with advantage. Yeah, you are very stealthy. Yeah.
Step of the wind.
Jinx. So Jinx, with your passive perception, you see a motion in the corner of your eye, and you notice Spot leap over from rooftop to rooftop, heading north. So you saw him moving in that direction.
All I could think of was what kind of trouble he could get himself into.
I'm just keeping a lookout on what's happening in the transaction as they go through the door.
Yeah, I don't have any actions to make unless I see somebody else make an action, so I will hold my action, so to speak.
Yep. So you're
I mean,
waiting,
I don't really-
watching.
Yeah, I don't really have a particular thing, so I'm not really holding it for anything.
Alamir, did you give a briefing on all that information you learned at the library about Tiamat and Dracoliches and all that stuff? Did all of us know that information?
Alamir had only just arrived that day.
So no.
He would have given some of key bits of it during dinner, probably, but you have not
Okay.
heard all of it.
Okay. Would he have said the word Tiamat and Dracolich, or as an overview?
You're muted, sir.
You're muted.
Probably Dracolich, yes, but Tiamat probably not.
Okay. Okay. Thank you.
Aye.
Okay, so it was my understanding that Dog and owner were going to be running by at about the point that they were at the third green circle. Sound correct?
Sounds about right.
Okay.
I'd be trying to time it where the guards were more interested in the people inside than us.
So Spot. So this happens before, while Spot is getting set up and prepared with his incendiary materials.
Incendiary twigs.
All right. So Luna goes bounding by. I would assume on the left side, left or right side, because
Where there's fewer guards.
Well, the guards are there's no guards near them. The guards are up at the
Okay.
wall.
Yep.
So,
Here where the red line meets the green dot.
yep. So,
I'm glad I didn't say Dalmatian
they're
earlier.
probably walking on the right towards the right side to give room to anyone who might be coming out. You know, we're from the United States, so we'll just assume they people pass on the right. And you go bounding by them where there's more room on the left.
Say, I would imagine it's how much they pay him if they take up more of the road or not, right?
Well, yeah, I'm sure there's some palanquins that just like clear people from the street, and pay people to do that. So, is the dog doing anything special as it runs by, or is it just running?
I'm not yelping or anything. Just shooting by fairly quietly.
I'm
I'm trying to outrun my master.
Trying to be stealthy or just running?
Yeah, I'm trying to stealthy and hide from my master that's
Okay.
chasing me.
So roll a stealth check.
So then you'd be running through everybody's feet that's carrying the penguin, aren't you? Because your master ain't going to reach you underneath there.
So while the incendiary device hits the top of the roof, the dog tangles up the legs of the lead. I can just picture this.
Exactly.
All right,
So
so
it drops on the dog, and he turns into a human.
so you're
Turns into a hyena.
So Luna is loping by on the left side of the palanquin. Alamir, how are you pursuing? Are you saying anything? Are you just running?
I would guess in a flabbergasted manner.
I'm a Dalmatian fire dog, so
All right, we can't hear you.
I am chasing. I am loping with my steps because I'm tired of chasing after my dog, and I'm basically saying the whole, "You better get back here. Do you understand? You ate our dinner. You come back here, you mangy mutt. I can't believe it." Blah 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 blah.
my
Sell it,
tail would be
Alamir.
between my
Sell it.
legs.
So Alamir,
He ate the leg of lamb.
go ahead and give a performance check,
Yeah, I'm already
please.
getting it ready. Oh God, this is gonna hurt. Yeah, it's not bad.
That's decent. That's decent. All right. Yep. And
I
you
just
go
have to
running
believe
by.
the dog is running away.
I guess I'm gonna make these checks
See if they accept it.
in person. Actually, I could do. You know Resmir, so I could do his check. Nope. So we're just gonna do this. Oh, it does it to me anyway. You can't see it unless you're okay. That's right, because I haven't done this in a while. So I can do this other one. Oh, I guess it's about the same. Okay. Yep, you go running by. How much attention to the palanquin are you paying, Alamir, as you kind of chase after your dog? We can't hear you.
I am looking for every detail possible. If I can, I will brush by, see if that gets them, irritated or aggravated, or see if they're steadfast in their pulling duties. So I'm doing whatever I can to try and harass without getting stabbed in the throat.
You see the bald-headed human with the forehead tattoos poke its head out of that side of the palanquin and narrow its eyes and stare as you go by, staring at you. Roll 2d10 for me, please.
Sure.
Turn around, look at him, and say, "I'm sorry, my damn dog."
Actually, my next thing was going to be, it was a total cockney. Sorry, Governor. Just trying to find my mutt. He ate my lamb. Pardon me, Governor.
So he stares at you as you go by and then pulls his head back in. Luna, are you running up to the gate? Are you running down an alley?
So
I'm
I know
gonna
this
try to
person,
run
right?
through the gate, but I'm looking back at both this
The gate is
crazy owner
closed.
chasing me.
The gate is closed.
There's no
You're
holes
not
in the
running
gate or
through the
anything.
gate.
I'll do circles around the plant there, trying to stay away from my owner.
And Tom,
Yes.
do I know? I know for sure who that was.
You don't know who the human is, no.
The bald one? No. Okay.
Although
Okay.
roll a actually
Well, because the first thing I want to do is I want to start my comprehend languages, in case there's spoken word that I don't understand.
okay.
My helmet.
Yep.
Just get that because it takes an action. Then go ahead.
Roll a history check. Okay. No, that's good. You were close enough, and got a, like, you looked over at him as he stared at you. So, well, let me ask this: how good a look did you give him, knowing that he would have gotten, however good a look you get of
He
him,
got of me.
he's going to get of you?
I'll do a long gaze look.
Okay, you didn't recognize him. However, actually, let me do this.
Good night, Talon.
Oh, I guess I can't. That's not going to, simply because it has his name on the picture too. So I can't really show it to you. You do recognize. You're fairly confident in having gotten that good a look at him, and the tattoos, even in the darkness, or by the there. This is a well lit street here, approaching the gate, that has the magical lights, and by the light, you're fairly certain that he is Thayan.
Okay.
From the country.
Then my
Thay.
next action or actions will be to message up top to Spot, down below to Smock, because I know he's with the other ones. So I'm just gonna send 2 messages out saying it is Thayan who's in the rickshaw.
And
Just in case.
the one thing you know about Thay is that is a country ruled by powerful wizards.
Yes, isn't it the Red Wizards?
Yep, that's the Red Wizards. And you knew there was a Red Wizard that was with Rezmir before, but the description you had of that person does not match this one.
Gotcha.
So this is a different Thayan. This one actually wearing the purple robes.
Okay.
Whoa. So Thayans are in cahoots with the purple.
dragon.
Whoa. Attack.
Don't have to tell me twice.
I'm already attacking. I chose that a while ago.
So
You did you? You did.
there are 4 guards at the gate. The gate is still closed, and they, one of them kind of takes a half step forward and yells at Alamir, "You there! Get your dog and go home. There's no reason for you to be here by the gate to the upper city."
And okay, so I'm gonna totally put some fuel on this fire just for the heck of it. Then, can I use my prestidigitation to remove the fabric, or it's not strong enough?
No, it's not strong enough.
Okay.
Wonder if a mage hand would be.
Well, the next question is there any flames on there, like lanterns that aren't magic based, that are actual fuel based?
All the lanterns in the city are magic based.
Even the ones on this rickshaw?
There are no lanterns on the rickshaw. Down in Brampton and in the outer city, you might find
Okay. Fuel-based.
fuel based lanterns.
So then I will at this point just stop and start calling my dog, Fluffy, come back here, Fluffy. Don't go near the gate or the guards are gonna kill you. You'd be doing me a favor.
I'll run under the rickshaw.
Okay. So about this time, so Spot, you are watching all of these antics down below you as the palanquin comes close enough for you to throw something down on it. What would you like to do?
Throw something down on it.
Kind of answered your own question there, Tom.
All right. Make your go ahead and make a throw, a sleight of hand if you like.
18.
18 lands right in the center and begins burning.
As it begins to burn, can I make it ignite more?
Not unless you have control flame.
Oh, damn, I have control flame.
You do?
Yeah.
Awesome. So, but hold on a sec.
As soon as I smell flame, I'm gonna run out the other side.
This is
Dogs
As soon as I smell smoke.
This is totally not the fun
Smells.
encounter that I had planned for the evening.
Smelled smoke or smelled smoke?
Aren't they the same?
Yes.
Hold on
Hey
a
now.
sec here.
Hey now.
Let's. I think somewhere down here, I know I have something we can use. We're just going to. Where the heck did it go? Will that work? No. Oh, we can use this. We'll use this one right here. Okay, one sec here. Come on. Okay. So, yes. You remember this map?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Let's
That's where I lied and said there were more people than we had.
let's clean some stuff up here. And we are simply going to
I'm just moving my character out of the way because I know you'll need him out of the way.
yeah, I just need to okay. I'm also going to do one other thing to this real quickly here. Let's do this. Yes.
Does this town have a good fire brigade?
Yeah, they do.
And what's laws against arson?
Oh,
Get caught.
yeah, pretty severe. Okay, so let me just go grab everybody. And like I said, this is not the encounter that I had prepared.
Things like this never happen, do they?
No, never happened. I'm totally shocked.
Except you're not. So.
Except I'm not.
It's all Smock's fault. Or no, we'll blame Hef this time.
Come on.
Don't blame Half. Half is only doing what his not
What
master,
he was trained to
but
do.
his-
He's only doing what he
So-
was trained to do.
Yeah.
So you're saying Smock's a bad influence on Hef? Oh, okay, I get it. That sounds
You
right.
haven't noticed that already?
Okay, and then I need to go. Wait.
Poor Smock's going, why did I join this group?
Okay. Oh shoot, they're not here, are they? Okay. One more, I got it. It's on the master page. I know I've got them. Yeah. I need. There we go. Da, 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 da. Okay. All right, we get almost there. I don't think this is, of course not. There's only premium assets, which you don't have, though. So let's just simply go. What is shoot? What is it called? What gets pulled by horses? A carriage, right? There we
Or
go.
rickshaw.
Cart.
Yeah, I wonder if they have rickshaw. There was a no. Rickshaw and palanquin only are in premium assets. So, but there are carriages, so we can do that. We will just, you know what? This works. It is just simply going to have to be good enough. So the gate will say that, yep. And we'll just do it like this. So, yeah. Okay. And we'll say that that's the gate. I just need some guards, which I can't use that, can I? I don't think that works. So let's just do this. Oh, you know what? That's silly. We have guards. Hold on. Come on. Get over there. There we go. All right, so 4 guards at the gate. Right, Spot, you're up on a rooftop, throwing something down on the carriage.
Yep.
Luna is a dog. Alamir is running around trying to catch his dog. And Smock and Jinx and Hef are down the street behind the caravan at this point. There are 12 inconsequential half-orcs in here, and that is all we need for the time being. So I think I can actually do this. Yep. Okay. So, all right. And there is now fire. The top of this is burning. Hold on. Here we go.
Smock's intelligent glaive of warning says, "Danger, danger, about to do something stupid."
Hold on.
I'm just kind of like peeking over the edge. I got it. Yes.
And as
Because again, for me, I'm just thinking a little bit of fire, smoke. It'll make them exit the penguin, and then hopefully the guards will see them.
Okay.
That's all I was going for.
So it starts to burn. It starts to burn, and there is enough of a sense of duty and wherewithal that there is an order shouted out from one of the lead orcs or half orcs, and they all put the palanquin down and begin trying to put the fire out. It's very quickly noticeable that is not.
Isn't Luna under it?
No,
Did
Luna.
we put it down on top of Luna?
Luna, were you going to run under there still?
Nope. As soon as I sense fire, I'm not going under it, or if I am already under it, as soon as I smell fire,
Yep. You
I'm
can
just
run
gonna run around it. I'm staying away from this guy, because he's trying to get his bone back.
You know, magic missile will automatically hit, right?
And all right, so I'm going to say that we're not going to go into combat yet, but let's go ahead and have everyone just roll initiative. And let's go ahead and this is where I could really use another
Fireball. Do it.
Okay. I guess I should actually add a turn for the guards. So they're going to be at 12. You know, I don't have stats up for them, but that's okay. Actually, I could get that pretty quick.
I have a feeling we're going to be kicked out of this town.
Or we're just here to help.
There we go. Okay. That should be it. So, all right. Let me put all this in order. Boom.
The part I like about it is we have our two spellcastery types starting. So if they do something more sneaky than, overt, the rest of us can follow.
So, Jinx and Smock, you are down at the corner, about 3/4 of a block away to the south. What do you do when you see this fire start amidst all these hijinks?
How far away is it actually?
Yeah, distance, right.
That is a good question. So let me look at the map again. So we are talking. This map doesn't have a thing, but we're probably talking about. You're probably talking about from the corner that you're at, maybe 150 feet.
150 feet? Is that 150 feet to the caravan or 150 feet to the middle?
That's to the Planquin.
I would just double move up. I'm gonna double move up. Bonus action. Give inspiration to Smock.
Okay.
I double move up, so I move 60 feet up, and then I bonus action.
By the way, everybody had 8 temp hit points if we did Inspiring Leader, which I would have by practice, but
Absolutely no.
I was
It's
gonna say, is that your breakfast speech every day?
yes, they hear you guys are tired of Bahamut, but yes, I keep doing it.
how many hit points?
8.
8. Okay.
Yeah, 8 per short rest.
Wow. Look at Hef with 20 with a total of 36 to keep him from dying. That's awesome. So Smock, what do you do as Jinx runs forward? We can't hear you.
I would be alarmed because did I see Spot actually throw the incendiary? because obviously I didn't know that.
It's foggy, remember?
You
My stealth, my sleight of hand was 18, so
but it's
your perception
also
caught it.
but it's also 150 feet
Bathroom beer.
away through darkness and fog, and from above. So it would have been. It's highly unlikely. I mean, you can roll perception if you'd like. You and and Jinx.
But I see the fire,
You see the fire, yeah.
and
You
it
see the fire.
suddenly went higher, or right.
And
So
the
that's
fire is
possibly
beginning,
even all I
because
see.
the cloth that the makes up the planquin's covers is extremely flammable.
Okay. Okay. All right, then I would go. They're in trouble, and I would rush up to the cart,
Okay, so Jinx, Smock, and Hef are all running.
and I would say that out loud.
Are running forward. So they are now. They double move, so 60 feet, which puts
At the
them
water!
within 80 feet, right? 80 feet of the planquin. And then I'm going to. No, don't move around yet, Luna. Let me go ahead. And
It's just simulating the dog running around a penguin.
yeah. So you see, there's cursing in Draconic, and also in Thayan from within the Palanquin. So Alamir is the only one who could understand Thayan right now. But it's just cursing. And
He hears "oh crap" in 8 languages.
yeah. Well, in Draconic, you hear Resmir say, I believe we are being attacked. And the Thayan curses in Thayan and responds in Draconic. Most likely, but I don't think it is time for you to be seen yet. Perhaps we should just leave. I want to get a good look at these attackers. So, and the Thane says, very well, one moment. And now we're going to start our turn order. And you see the half-orcs all begin running south down the street. They run a wide berth around Jinx, Smock, and Hef when they get there, but they are running. So that's why they're not on the map. And we're going to start with Alamir. The Planquin is burning. You hear that from inside. The guards up above here are yelling out, "What? Fire! Fire! Get the brigade! Get the water mages!" And they're calling up up behind them into at the top of the gate. What do you do, Alamir?
So my back is to the gate guards, and as so Luna's bouncing back and forth under here, so I'm going left, I'm going right. I go, oh, come here, puppy. But as I do, first thing I'm doing is changing myself. I'm disguising myself into a lowly human, elderly man.
So, okay, you realize you're doing this right in front of at least the guards.
Well, the guards see the back of me, and I'm wearing a robe.
Okay.
So I'm trying to change my facial qualities, so that when they pop when they come out, if they come out, they don't see the same person that was.
They
there
would have
before.
seen your face when you were running up there.
Oh, okay, then never mind. I'm not doing that. I don't care what you say. So I'm gonna come over
I'm
here and I'm gonna stand right. Again, I don't know where Luna is, so I'm just gonna stand in front of the cart here.
Okay, so you're just standing there.
I'm gonna stand right here. I'm gonna hold a reaction.
So you can hold an action. Are you?
I'm holding an
What's
action
the
to cast a
specific
spell.
trigger for it, and what will you do? What action are you holding?
Oh, well, I'm holding a counter spell.
Okay.
So if I see him or hear him casting any form of verbal or somatic of a spell that I know, such as teleport or anything of the such, I'm going to counter it. Stop him from leaving.
Um. Okay. Sorry, I was looking. I just need to look at something real quick here.
I gotcha.
If you ever want a really awesome free look up spells super fast, faster than you can in D&D Beyond, there's an app called Spells 5e that is awesome.
There's an app for that.
Well, there's lots of apps for that. But this is a really good one.
But yes, I'm looking for magic that's gonna try and remove them, or listen for magic and see magic. That's basically what I'm doing.
Okay, I would just seeing if you could. I'm just seeing if the wording of counterspell restricted you from using it when you could not see the spellcaster. It does not specify. It's just interrupt a creature in the process of casting a spell, range 60 feet. So obviously you have to know that they are casting, but okay, we can play with that. All right. So you are holding that action of a counterspell. Very good, Jinx. Where do you are 80 feet away, or I'm sorry, 90. You're 90 feet away.
Okay, I'm 90 feet away. These guys right here, where are these guys? Are these guys the town guard? You said the orcs were running, though.
Yeah,
The
the
guys
orcs
who
are running like towards you, but they're angling to the left of you. They're not. They're just running away, heading south, opposite direction you're running.
Perfect.
Wait.
Okay.
I got a question.
Yeah.
Martin doesn't have to hold that spell because that's a reaction spell.
Correct.
Right?
That's a
But
reaction,
he's not
so
gonna
he
lose
doesn't
the
have
spell
to
slot?
hold it.
Okay.
That is correct.
Yes.
So if you wanted to
point.
hold something else as another trigger, though, Martin, you can still react with that at any time.
Very true.
So,
Since it's a reaction, then I will. Then I will.
Mute. Martin, mute.
No, Martin should be live now.
We hear the
Yeah,
music, sir.
Now with girls want to have fun in the background.
I'm jamming in here. It's the 80s.
We
I
can't.
thought that was orcs want to have fun.
That was it. It is.
The only problem is that if that shows up too prominently in the stream, that
I got you. I stopped it.
thank you.
So, no biggie. Then
what's
I'm looking for one of two things: either a counterspell, if needed, but I'm going to hold for when Smock gets within 30 feet of me
To do what?
to cast haste.
Haste. Got it. Okay.
So one of those two things are going to happen first.
No problem. Jinx.
first of all, what's the carriage made out of? And are they still in the carriage?
The palanquin is really, it's just a lot of hardwood,
That's
wrapped in like bindings and ropes, and covered in like gossamer light drapery and cloth.
And this fire that's going on, is this fire look like it's actually gonna burn through and
Oh,
cause
yes.
damage to people inside?
It's spreading very quickly. If nothing is done, the palanquin will be entirely on fire, like completely aflame within 2 more turns.
The 2 more turns.
Hopefully, it doesn't catch the house on fire. I didn't think about that.
And the palanquin is kind of stuck
we
in
do
a
have an
spot
arsonist.
It's sitting
they
on the
are-
ground. Oh, it's sitting on the ground
Yep.
because it was being carried by the 12
Yep.
half-orcs, and they just all set it down. So it's not going anywhere. There's no wheels on it, nothing. It's just sitting on the ground.
Think of
Being a
300 with the the god on his thing, all being carried by people underneath it.
Yep.
I run all the way up here, and
Actually, let me do this. Because this is silly here. Let's do this.
do what?
Save. There. We can set you guys. So you were 90 feet away, right?
90 feet away? Well, I moved 60 after it was 150.
So now you're
you said,
30
and
feet
I moved
away.
60.
Yep.
So I'm 30. I don't know where I am.
30 feet from behind the penguin.
Yep.
I guess.
Yes.
That's after I. That's after I moved this round, or is
that's-
that?
exactly? So you're good right there. That's perfect.
Okay, that's good. That'll be fine wherever I am then.
And then, this token is not correct for Hef, but that's okay. 10, 20.
I'm not sure how far they moved up either. If they double moved like I did or not.
Well, we'll see
I did.
on their turn, but they're actually 10 feet back further than that. Right?
Yeah.
10, 20, 30, 40. That's 50. So they're 10 feet further than that. Okay.
And as I'm running up, I'm like, get the water!
All right.
Sell it. Sell it.
All right, Smock.
60 feet run. Before I start running, I say, Hef, you stay back and plunk with arrows if there's evil nasties. And if we get caught, run away.
You got it.
Meet back at our inn.
Yes, yes. Head back to the inn. Or not the sturgeon one, but the other one. The whatever, elf. And so probably right there with my double move of 60.
Yep, that works.
Okay.
Oh wait, that's because hold on. EFG Hef. I don't know what happened. I should just go find the correct Hef token. And now there we go. 12, save. That is not correct for his armor class, but that's all right. All right, Spot. You see it burning down below you.
You're the great hope.
Um,
Can you pull him out and save him from the fire?
That's right.
Spot, make a perception check, please.
Normal?
Yes, just a normal perception. Okay. Yep. There's lots of smoke, and the flames are interfering with your ability to see through the holes being burned in the top to see inside.
How far up am I? How tall are the buildings?
These buildings here would be 2 stories. So,
Okay, so 20, 25 feet.
yeah.
Was I with you guys when you went through all this stuff with the cave and all that? I personally wasn't at the game, but was my character with you guys when you did all that?
Yes, you were. You absolutely were, because
So they might know me.
at the cave though was not with Resmir. Resmir had already left when went back into the cave.
Okay, but the first time I was with them when they went through the whole thing.
So the first time that you would have ever seen Resmir was when you all went up and were talking to Leosin when he was strung up as a prisoner. That would have been, and actually you didn't see Resmir. Actually, no, Resmir was never seen by anyone other than Leosin in the camp. This in truth is the first time you've all seen him in person.
Do the guards look like they're moving from their post during this turn? I'm assuming they look like they're running up to help anybody that's in it, or
that looks like they've been calling up. It looks like there's at least a couple of them are preparing to move forward.
Okay, I'm just gonna slink back 10 feet on the roof then to get out of the smoke and flame to try to get a better viewpoint. And I'm not doing anything else because if I get up and try to jump across to the other side or slide down the thing, they're gonna know it's me. So I'm staying put.
Okay.
And I will roll stealth again if you want, or something to basically be hiding up there.
Nope. Far as no one can see you. You're under full cover, so you don't need to roll stealth.
I kind of just keep the corner of my head like peeking over the edge, looking down at the thing to see if they exit the thing at all.
Okay.
Because if they exit and nobody does anything, I'm gonna shout out, "He's a dragon!" or something. But I'm holding that as my action if they don't do something to discover that before me. So.
Okay. So. Real quickly here. I think I have. Nope, I have it right here. I had it in here. Well, shucks. Okay.
You thought you had it.
I have what I need up on another window. I just, you know what? Let me drag it out. There. This is where it's supposed to be, so that I can do it anytime I need it. Much easier this way. There we go. Right here. There it is. Okay. Okay. Yes. So, Alomir, you hear a spell being cast from within the burning palanquin. Make an Arcana check, please. Okay. You do in fact, especially since it's a spell you cast, you do recognize it. It is invisibility. What would you like to? Would you like to use your reaction or not?
Yes.
Okay. So you use your reaction, and you counterspell. It's a second level spell, as you know, and it fizzles, and there is more cursing in Thayan. And
what exactly does he say? No, just joking.
Yes.
Probably. God damn it! You're right. Somebody's outside.
I hate elven mages.
Yeah. You hear. You actually hear an epithet of relating to Zastam being spoken in Thayan.
And Alamir basically is saying, it doesn't matter. Tiamat's already in my head.
Yeah. And with that, you see this man. I need to get him out here. You see him pop out of the side. Get up here. There we go. He pops out, and he gets up far enough next to the planquin, and he sees you. He goes, "You from earlier."
Have you seen my dog?
Sell it, man.
Does your dog bite? It is not my dog.
No, I'm just waiting for you to say, does your dog bite? Well, mine does, and also the hyena.
Nice.
It could happen.
I need to just look up one more thing.
Oh,
We're
I'm
all gonna
already
get
looking up.
arrested because we're doing this in front of the guards, but whatever.
I haven't done anything. I'm looking for my dog.
Shoot. This is
Pulling them out if we can expose the half dragon. It'll be the cover. That's the big if.
That's it.
And I'm trying.
D10. Oh, that's what I thought. And he is going to. I'm just going to do it here so you can watch me roll it. That would be a 9, I believe. Let me just double check. Right here. Plus. Yep, that's going to be plus. Right there, so plus 9. Does a 20 hit you?
Yes.
A firebolt cantrip hits you.
So it's self-defense now.
You're not sure how he can do this because you know he was just trying to cast invisibility.
Boom.
You take 18 points of fire damage.
Ow!
My temps are gone.
And it is.
I just
Hef's
gotta
turn.
imagine if he's a fire mage now, why is he not putting out his own hank?
Ow!
No fire. If he wanted to keep a low profile, but I guess not.
He's all in, so you know what that means.
We're all in.
Hef, actually, 10, 20, Hef will run here, but there's really, and I guess he can see the mage. He sees him cast, so yeah, so Hef will. All right, so Hef is going to. He's going to do this. So where's Hef?
Way at the bottom.
New abilities.
He shoots 3 arrows.
So he is going to shoot. Yeah, Hef can only shoot once. He's going to shoot with his
That's
longbow.
3 arrows at one shot.
26 definitely hits. So he hits, does 4 piercing. He is going to use a superiority die to add to the damage. Okay, where is it? Right. Where did it go? There it is. Yeah, add a total to damage, so he adds a d8. And then he is going to yell out to Smock, say, "Smock! Run up! Get closer!" And you can use your reaction to move up to half your speed if you would like.
And I would.
So, and then he is going to add another 3 to the damage he did.
Is he becoming, what is that? champion or warlord
battle-
or whatever that can,
Battle Master.
yeah,
Yep.
battle master. There you go. That can move you around.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's pretty sweet.
Sounds like his training paid off.
Luna, your turn.
You can mock smock, but don't quibble about the results.
Well, my master just got shot as I'm a dog, so I'm trying to figure out, do I want to attack or what's movement on a dog?
Probably
Wolf Fleet
We'll see.
3.
40. We'll say 40 feet.
If you think about it, this guy attacked. He attacked Alamir
For no reason.
for no reason whatsoever. So
What's
go ahead.
what's the dog's health at? Or what's the dog's health?
And very low. It is not much.
I'm going to do something unusual since I don't want to give myself up yet. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. And as a dog, I'm going to bite him.
Okay. Hold on one sec here.
More nuisance than damage. Is that what you're doing?
Yes.
So actually, look up Mastiff. That's what dogs are under.
And this might be the help action, maybe.
So it's your attack is +3 to attack, and you do d6 +1 piercing, and you potentially can knock them prone. So roll a d20. It's actually going to be
Okay.
+4 because of your magic item. 12 does not hit him. He has mage armor on.
That's okay.
And that's
I'm
your
still a
turn.
dog.
Yep. And then it's the guards' turns, and the guards are like, "What's going on here?" And there's a couple of them that were beginning to step forward, and they stop because they see magic being thrown, and they're and they step back and they're calling in, "There's combat with magic. Call for the mages. Get the reinforcements. Hurry!"
We have yet to see anybody cast a spell from our side.
Correct. So far.
Okay, so we are up to it, and we're just going to go. This is going to be it. This is the end of the round, and then we're gonna finish this next week, guys. And you see Resmir step out. He actually steps out and swings forward, and he looks around quickly. He sees Smock and Jinx and Hef to the right.
If only he hadn't seen Hef. Now his fate is sealed.
And he looks and he sees Alamir, and he is going to run forward because he knows that was the Galvin's target. In fact, he even yells out, "This one! I assume this is the one, Galvin, who stopped your spell." And Galvin says, "Yes!" And they're all speaking this in Draconic, which you all understand. And then Resmir, and actually I'm doing a very deep voice. It is deep, but it is a feminine voice. Resmir is female. Here we go. And she pulls out this elaborate rune-inscribed greatsword and charges forward and swings it at Alamir.
Poor Alamir.
This is
You're muted.
What are the odds I can use a bonus action, like right now?
I hope you have
zero.
shield loaded.
that's
Yeah, I've already
that's a
already used
21
my
to
reaction.
hit.
Oh yeah, he's gonna cut me in half.
It's going to be. So this is going to be 2d6 plus 6, so that is 11 plus. Plus Dark Advantage. Once per turn, can deal an extra 3d6 when she hits with a weapon attack.
Okay.
So 11 on that's 22 points of damage. And Alamir drops. And then Resmir then comes over behind Luna. Pretty positive. He gets another attack. Yeah. Oh yeah. That's how it happens, actually. So that is going to be. He's going to go there. That's the end of his turn. Alamir, death saving throw, please. Sorry, we're this is gonna end really quick. Don't worry about it at this point.
I don't wanna. Okay,
So
very
you
good.
make it on Alamir's turn. Resmir takes a legendary action to attack Luna. So that is.
Wow. He's using a big thing for a small mutt.
Yeah, that's going to hit, and that is going to bring Luna out of form. And Jinx, it's your turn.
Are we actually doing this right now, or?
We could stop, but here, or if you'd like, if you.
Well, no, it's fine. I just need to know either way. Because if I do it, I got my plan already.
Okay.
Either way.
I guess I'm thinking it could be ended narratively too. I think it with as Resmir drops Alamir in one blow, Luna essentially drops Luna out of form in a second blow, and is doing actions outside of, like, beyond the norm of combat. It readily becomes apparent that these individuals are incredibly powerful.
But they've also been shown to the world.
Yes. So,
And we all did yell out, "Oh my gosh, a half black dragon!" Wow.
yes. And at this point, you hear the guards. The guards are yelling. They're yelling, half dragon, half dragon. And so
Attacking citizens.
there is more ways that this could play out. So we will stop here, as the guards yell half dragon. We will end for the evening.
Dun dun dun.
It's a cliffhanger.
Yeah.
Not really. I'm laying flat
Come
on the
on.
ground.
So yeah.
Well,
So
it's
a
flat cliffhanger.
little long this evening. Totally, not totally, but a bit different than the way I expected. But that's awesome. This is great. We'll see how this finishes up next week. Thank you all for playing. Thanks everyone for watching. So until next week, may all your lives be filled with peace, joy, and love. Thank you.